welcome to Shy773. Thank you so much for checking out my video. For those checking out my video for the first time, I just want to say welcome in. Thank you so much for viewing my video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, I would truly appreciate it. For those that have been here the whole time and all my new subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for your likes, for your comments. They truly do go a long way. Today's video is a large haul video, but before I get into that video, I know I've been gone for a little bit of time. If you saw me, I popped into Lulu's live. So if you're not familiar with Lulu is another Chicago YouTuber. We actually share a birthday month, which is this month. And I've done a little bit of traveling here and there. I've also been under the weather. If you can hear, my voice is still kind of struggling. So if you hear some cracks, different things like that, kind of bear with me. But I wanted to share some of the fragrances that I purchased along the way. So the first fragrances that I want to talk about are from my trip. So I ended up going to San Diego and I visited Bloomingdale's and ran into these two fragrances. The fragrances are from Thomas Kosmala. And the first fragrance that I want to talk about is number 4, Apres l'Amour. So, excuse my French, which I am sure I butchered it, but nonetheless, this fragrance includes the notes of bitter orange, lemon zest, aromatic, fresh and spicy, dry wood, amber, and musk. So this fragrance kind of is similar to two different fragrances that I have in my collection. One being Baccarat Rouge 540, has like a little bit of a similar vibe to it, where you can smell kind of this sweet, it's kind of a sweet sillage that has a little bit of dirtiness to it, but there's also kind of a little bit of a wiry vibe to this. So I know that Terence Hughes has a fragrance. I can't remember the name of it, but it starts with like a V, I believe. And that fragrance also has kind of this wiriness, has a little bit of dirtiness. It also has a bit of kind of a wet latex type of smell to it. But overall, this one is really beautiful. I tested it out on skin, walked around a bit. The weather was beautiful there. It was 70 degrees the whole time I was there. And this fragrance shines so well. I think this is definitely a monster fragrance for the spring and summertime. I don't know how well this would do in like the heat of summer. So anything past 90 degrees, you may end up choking people out. I do know that also the strength of this fragrance is so huge. When I did wear this, I accidentally sprayed about a good 7 sprays because I thought I couldn't smell it. And people from far away were saying that I smelled very strong. So I had to kind of wash it off a bit. And I stuck to about a good 4 sprays. I think 4 works best for this fragrance overall. But this one again is number 4, Apres l'Amour. The next fragrance that I purchased as well is Desir Du Coeur. So this one also gives me similarities to kind of like that Aventus-y, but a little bit different. So this one is almost like a mixture of Aventus with BR 540, but this one has lemon zest, aromatic spices, musk, and amber. So when I spray this one on me, I get a little bit of a mixture of that vibe. I also feel like I get a little bit of a smell or a mixture of kind of it's like Paragon from Initio. So there's a little bit of a pepperiness vibe. There's also a little bit of a dirtiness as well, but it's very clean, very sophisticated, I think. This one is perfect for the office. I'll be honest with you, I also feel like I smell a little bit of spearmint in here, but this one is gorgeous. Definitely worth getting your nose on. I don't think these were very expensive, and Bloomingdale's that day had like 15% off. So I got this for a pretty good deal. But again, this one is Desir Du Coeur. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that I purchased when I was in Oak Brook. There were these stores called Aesop, and I walked past and smelled like a lot of calm and serene fragrances overall. And that was very captivating for me. So I went in, checked out some of their fragrances, and then also checked out some of their soaps and different oils that they have. They have body oils as well, but they have 8 fragrances from the line, and I purchased one from that line. And this one is called Eremia. So Eremia is a fragrance that has the notes of Galbanum, Iris, and Yuzu. So what does that smell like on skin? This fragrance to me is such a beautiful and calming fragrance. I think the Galbanum really shines on my skin in this fragrance. From what I was told, this fragrance was very difficult to wear for a lot of different people, but on my skin, I get this sweetness, I get a little bit of a dirtiness, I get clean, I get kind of like this minty vibe as well. Overall, an amazing fragrance on my skin, and this one lasts very long too. I would think this is more reminiscent to fragrances like Le Labo, so it kind of falls into that realm, but overall an excellent fragrance and something that I would go into one of those stores and try. I know that they have them a lot in a lot of different Simon malls, so if you have a Simon mall near you, I would definitely go and check this one out. But again, this one is Eremia. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that I also was in Oak Brook Mall and ended up going to one of my favorite stores. So Neiman Marcus there is one of my favorite stores, and one of my homegirls behind the counter, I believe her name is Jay. She was talking to me, and then there's also another lady who is the Bond number 9 lady. And this fragrance was so captivating for me, I had to buy it. This one is Chelsea Nights. So Chelsea Nights is a beautiful, sweet concoction that has, again, some gourmand notes that really are captivating, but also has hazelnut in it. So the notes include cacao, saffron, and hazelnut up top. Then you're going to get mid notes of rose, turmeric, and sesame. And then finally in the base, you're going to get amber, patchouli, tonka, Argarwood, oud, vanilla, suede, and myrrh. So what does this fragrance smell like on skin? It smells like a beautiful mixture of a drink concoction overall. So what I get is I get a great deal of the hazelnut in the beginning and the cacao, and then you start to hit the rose as well. On my skin, the vanilla and suede really start to play a big role into that mid, so it comes up from the base. And then I'm getting this beautiful, like I said before, a sweet drink concoction that may have like a rose that's sitting inside. Definitely a beautiful fragrance that has a decent amount of longevity. On my wearings, I've gotten somewhere around like the 8 to 10 hour mark, and I think that depends on the weather. So the weather here has been changing. It's been so up and down, where we've had days of 80 degrees and then we've dropped all the way back down to about 30 degrees. But overall, a beautiful fragrance that you definitely should get your nose on. Again, this one is Chelsea Nights from Bond Number 9. The next fragrance that I purchased was a fragrance that I've always wanted to grab because I'm a fan of a specific Parfums de Marly fragrance, which is Pegasus. But this fragrance is from Tiziana Terenzi, and Paolo was the one that made this one, and this one is Adhill. I feel like this fragrance overall is the uncle or cousin to Pegasus, but I would say more so the older uncle. So this one is a bit more of a sophisticated Pegasus fragrance, where you're getting the notes of Cassis, you're also getting green notes and anise up top. Then you're getting jasmine in the mid and ozonic notes. And in the base, you're gonna get that vanilla and heliotrope, Australian sandalwood, Amyris and Oakmoss. And where I'm getting the similarities to that fragrance is the vanilla and heliotrope is what really captivates me in this fragrance, and then also in Pegasus as well. The anise note, you're not getting a black licorice vibe. So if that's something that you're afraid of, that is definitely not something that you're going to smell that much in this fragrance. But overall, a beautiful, beautiful composition. Again, this one is Adhill from Tiziana Terenzi. The next fragrance that I have is from PreProduction Perfumery. So I was watching some YouTube videos and noticed that Joe sent me has a scent with PreProduction Perfumery, and this one is called Hardcore Oud XXX. So this comes in a 30 ml, and this is $75. This fragrance is so unbelievably good to my nose. So I was gonna say in my eyes, but definitely to my nose. So this fragrance includes the notes of leather, incense, cardamom, patchouli, amber, white moss, benzoin, saffron, raspberry, and Argarwood. So the notes of saffron and raspberry almost give you the vibes of Tuscan leather, but in this fragrance, it does not at all. It gives a different vibe. And I have this sprayed on my hand. This fragrance on the dry down is so beautiful. So also up top as well. So up top, you're going to get a blast of sweetness. That raspberry really carries this note or this fragrance very well. Then you're going to get that saffron that's going to pop in there. You're going to get a little bit of a smokiness as well. I believe that comes from the leather and the incense, where I get kind of like a smoky cigarette vibe. It also has kind of this, it has this dirtiness to it. It's gritty, but it's also very, very smooth. I think this is a very sexy fragrance for not only colder weather, but also in the spring as well. If it's a summer night and you're getting somewhere around like that 70-degree weather where the wind is blowing, this one is so magical. Again, what a great fragrance that was put out, you know, with Joe's name on it. This one again is Hardcore Oud, and you can definitely check that out at preproductionperfumery.com. And again, the fragrance is $75. The next fragrance that I have is from Meisenser, and this one is Sweet Praline. So I don't always buy full bottles of fragrances because I have a large collection So sometimes I will buy partials, and I purchased a partial of this from my buddy Cordell. So shout out Cordell. Thank you for this fragrance and for the great deal that you gave me on it. But this fragrance was definitely different than what I thought with the notes that I saw. So the notes include raspberry, hedione in the top notes. And then in the mid, you're going to get jasmine, sambac, and incense. And then finally in the base, you're going to get benzoin, ambroxan, and papyrus. So what does this fragrance smell like? On skin, it smells kind of magical. I have a lot of fragrances on right now because I've been playing and testing a lot. But this fragrance, upon first spray, you're going to get kind of this baby powdery, musky type of vibe. I don't get the raspberry up top like I thought I would. I'm not sure if that's the hedione that's playing a big part in this, but as the fragrance goes on towards the mid, you start to get more of a clean soapiness. Jasmine starts to pop its head in. Then you start to smell that papyrus that's in there. Overall, a very, very well done fragrance. And I believe this one is in Alberto Maria's fragrance. So a lot of his fragrances are very smooth, very captivating, and pretty much easy to wear for the most part. Just like that one, this is an excellent fragrance to wear. Definitely spring, summer. You can wear this one in the summer for sure. I think an all year round overall fragrance that is very unisex. It can lean a little bit in between sometimes, where sometimes I felt like it was a little bit feminine and then all of a sudden it would jump and lean more unisex masculine, but excellent fragrance. Again, Sweet Praline from Meisenser. The next two fragrances that I want to talk about are from Wesker. So I heard about Wesker when I was watching The Scent Guy. So these two fragrances threw me for a loop because the way that they evolve throughout the fragrance process is just unreal. So the first fragrance that I want to talk about is Eau de Mystique. And the reason that I want to talk about it is because it reminds me of a beautiful Chypre fragrance overall. So this has the top notes of green mandarin, blood orange, and neroli. Then in the mid, you're going to get rose de mai, dried plum, heliotrope, and labdanum. And then in the base, you're going to get honey, styrax, olibanum, sandalwood, and vanilla. This fragrance, when I first sprayed it, that honey note in this fragrance is unreal. It smells like I poured honey over my arm. So I got a lot of the labdanum and the honey right away. It's still on my hand. I smell the honey. I'm getting beautiful sweet notes. For some reason, I feel like I smell a little bit of cinnamon. I don't know what's mixing in there that's causing that, but there's honey. I have like a little bit of a cinnamony note. There's the plum note that's in there as well, which is very sweet, but overall a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance and bottle as well. I think the bottle more so is captivating than anything, but this thing is so amazing. Have to get your nose on this one. I got it from Max Aroma, so I was able to get a specific percentage off. I believe at the time it was 25% off that I was able to get this one, but Wesker is amazing. Extrait de Parfum. And yeah, overall amazing. The next fragrance is Deviant. So Deviant was my #1 favorite at first, and then I've started to gravitate more to the Eau de Mystique, but Deviant is this Very sweet, fruity fragrance that, again, kind of moves and gravitates as it goes along. But the notes for this include grapes, raspberry, ylang ylang, and pink grapefruit. And then in the mid, you're gonna get caramel, black currant, Damascus rose, and orris root. And then finally in the base, you're going to get lipstick, leather, Argarwood oud, vanilla, and tobacco. So this fragrance takes you on a ride. When you first smell it, it is very, very sweet. You almost get kind of like this, it's like lemon and sweet tarts a bit, and then it starts to kind of clean itself up. So it starts wild, and then all of the different notes start to really pull together. So in the beginning, you're getting sweet, and then it gradually goes into more of a smoothness with the sweet. So you're getting the caramel, you're getting the rose that's in there, and then the orris really starts to kind of smooth it out. Ultimately, in the base, that lipstick vibe, so it almost smells kind of like a very clean iris. Then you're getting like that leather and vanilla starts to play a big role in the fragrance, and then it sits on your skin, but it kind of still projects after a while. But from both fragrances, I get a good 10-ish hours. So excellent fragrances. These again are Extrait de Parfums. I've smelled these on my clothes the next day. So washing them, I could still smell little remnants of it, but overall, excellent longevity, projection. Sits probably like 2 feet, but really, really nice fragrance. Again, this one is Deviant. The next 2 fragrances are from Navitus Parfum. So I ended up picking up Chocolate Queen, and then I also picked up Venom of Love. The reason why I picked these up is because I am, again, a big gourmand lover, and both of these fragrances are supposed to be some of the best gourmands out there. And I'll be honest with you, Chocolate Queen did not disappoint. So Chocolate Queen is dark chocolate, hazelnut, dulce de leche up top. Then you're getting chocolate fudge, Bailey's Irish cream, caramel, and bitter almond in the mid. And then finally you're getting praline, sandalwood, amberwood, and vanilla absolute in the base. This one is gorgeous. I love to spray this in the air and just smell it sometimes because of how it smells. It smells like probably one of the best biscotti cookies that has chocolate and vanilla and just all types of gourmandness to it. This one is definitely a 10 out of 10. I really enjoy wearing this fragrance, but it smells delicious on a woman. Just like Venom of Love. So Venom of Love is no half-stepper, but it's the cherry notes that are in here, I think, that really play a big role. So let's talk about Venom of Love as well. So Venom of Love has sour cherry, liqueur, bitter almond, then you're getting cherry, chocolate, Turkish rose, and Egyptian jasmine. And then finally in the base, you're getting almond, amberwood, vanilla, and whipped cream. So this one is, again, a gorgeous fragrance. I have a lot of cherry chocolate fragrances. So there's a large fight with that because I have a lot of Dream House Curio fragrances. If you're not familiar, Dream House has some of the most amazing, realistic gourmand notes out there. This one is absolutely gorgeous, but I think that there is a cherry chocolate fragrance from Dream House that this one smells similar to. This one is a bit smoother than the Dream House fragrance, but overall this one is a gorgeous fragrance that I'm happy to have in my collection and also to share. So again, this one is Venom of Love. The final fragrances that I want to talk about are from Dapper Fragrances. So if you're not familiar with Dapper Fragrances is a fragrance house that does inspired expressions, more so dupes than anything. So I went a little crazy and ended up picking up 6 fragrances from the line. The ones that I want to talk about, which I'm going to talk about all of them, but I ended up picking up 60 mils of these. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is, I'm going to talk about Baby Cat, which is the YSL version. And if you look, this is their 60 ml bottle. This bad boy is huge. And this costs $65 overall for the juice. And right now there's a sale going on. So I think if you spend $100, you get 10% off. You spend 200 or more, you're going to get 20% off. And then 300 or more, you're going to get 30% off. That is also on the Dapper Fragrances website. I believe that it's like shop 10, shop 20, shop 30, but don't quote me. You definitely want to go and check out the site and see the fragrances that are there. There are also 100 mils as well, but I am over the moon excited about how these fragrances smell on me, the longevity, how similar they are to the originals. But this Baby Cat that they have, it has top notes of black and pink pepper, black pepper, elemi, and pink pepper as well. Mid notes of olibanum, saffron, and then base notes of bourbon, vanilla, suede, and cedar. So just spraying this in the air, this is 100%, 100% what I smelled when I smelled Baby Cat. So I had an opportunity to get my nose on it. I was sent a 5 ml decan of it, which I already used up. But oh my gosh, this is incredible. Smells just like it, not only in the air, but also on skin. Honestly, very tough to even like imagine that it's a clone. So the juice quality that they're putting out at Dapper Fragrance is unbelievable. The other fragrances that I want to talk about are Krigler's Lovely Patchouli. This one is gorgeous. I've actually gone to the Krigler store, which there's one in downtown Chicago, and I was able to smell all of these fragrances and purchase. I wanted to purchase one at the time, which I should have, but I didn't. And now the prices are up to $700. You're talking $65 compared to the 700, and I believe it's like $777 for 50 mil, and this one's a 60 mil. So you do the math. I'm here for the juice. I'm not here for the, having to break my wallet. But at the same token, at some point, I do want to purchase the Krigler version. I do think that there are some facets of that one that are a little bit different, but this one is crazy amazing. Smells like what I sprayed on skin when I went to the Krigler store. But the other ones, I also got another Krigler, which was the Abracadabra. This one was so captivating. The musk that's in this one is unreal. Smells just like what I felt that I smelled before. It's a little bit less stronger, but I'm wondering if I have to give this one time to kind of like shake. And sometimes you have to shake the fragrances a little bit or give them time in your environment to build and grow. But overall, this one is beautiful. I'll actually spray this one on skin as well because it's clean, it's vibrant, it's musky, gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. check this one out if you get a chance to. This one is Krigler's Abracadabra. The other ones that I have as well are, I have another Meisenser. This one is Trace Cherie. So this one has orange blossom, sea notes, amber, and jasmine. And then also has bourbon vanilla and Australian sandalwood. This one is a gorgeous fragrance as well. Definitely have to get your nose on it. I'm gonna spray this one. On this side, I love the quality, again, of these juices. And then I finally have two others from the line, which is Mancera's Tonka Cola, which I did a 30 ml of this one, instead of doing like a 60 ml for the other ones that I did. And the sprayers themselves are so nice and bright. Tonka Cola is so nice. You get kind of this lemoniness to it, and then it goes into a cola vibe. So nice, very beautiful on skin. And then finally, I wanted to talk about a specific fragrance. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I wanted to show something. So Hibiscus Majad, and this one is a Maison Crivelli fragrance that I fell in love with. Actually have a bottle of it. So purchased a bottle of this one and started to spray this one and couldn't believe how great the similarities are in these fragrances. I've also sprayed this on skin probably like 2 hours ago, just to make sure that I'm still getting the same quality that I get from this fragrance here. And it is so close, so similar. We're talking the 90% percentile, I can't even say the word because I've been talking so long, but overall, these fragrances here are so great. I'm gonna start using this one, so I'm not using this bottle up as much, which, you know, I've used up a pretty good amount of the juice. Also, it's being shared as well at home, but definitely something that you guys should get your nose on. If you're not familiar with Dapper fragrances, I would definitely check them out. But that's all the fragrances that I've purchased up until this point. I'm probably going to have some coming in here really soon, but thank you so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate you guys coming in, checking my videos out, giving me those likes, commenting on the videos. I do appreciate it so much. You all have a blessed day and take care.